Each individual is small, white, and bipedal, has a spherical head with large ears. Stuff. It's all the same thing.
They look the same. It's all
identical. I'm not going to keep reading. Two of the individuals are larger, and their appearance is virtually unchanged from Tandemaus, where one has light gray patch first round. I'm not going to read the pants and
it's important. They're wearing clothes. They kind of.
You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
The next featured Community Day Pokemon is Popplio, but is it primed to pop off?
It's time to rock and roll with this year's Adventure Week.
And more on this episode of GOCast. Hello and welcome to the GOCast podcast, episode 292. The slog towards 300 continues. That's the subtitle in my head. I'm your host, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Kyle.
Hiya.
Hey, Kyle, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. I forgot to say this because I made a quip instead, but it is July 23rd. It is a Tuesday afternoon, almost evening. We're doing our best to be consistent, y'all. We love it. It's good. It's good for our brains. It's good for our hearts, our minds, our schedules.
Except we're an hour and a half early today.
Don't break the illusion. That's fine. It's fine.
It's important, though, because I have to do Spotlight Hour after the show.
You do. You only catch like 2 or 3 Spotlight hours a year, and this is going to be one of the ones you want.
Every 5 weeks. It happens about every 5 weeks now.
But do you remember every 5 weeks?
I missed the last one, but I remembered the one before that. And I have this one and the next one already marked in my calendar. So...
Oh, perfect. So that's such a level of work for Go. I'm just not used to hearing from you right there that you mark something over a month out. Okay.
It's because it doesn't happen like on a weekend, so it's hard to keep track of.
That's true. That is true. So the reason you're so excited is because it's Evolution Experience today, right?
Yeah. And I can,
how many do you have tagged?
650.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
I can get through, 100 of them probably.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly.
So your storage is actually like in much better space than it presents itself as.
I have 650 Pokemon tagged for Evolution, and then I have 160 Necrozma sitting in storage,
waiting for transfer candy.
No, I just don't know what to do with them right now.
Oh,
it feels bad to transfer. I don't need the candy. So they're only trade fodder at best. So I should probably get rid of all but 20 of them.
Sure.
25 because I have 5 to keep for myself, but
that's right. Yeah, I don't. People aren't gonna. Well, people might need them in the future for trading. Who knows? We didn't know the nature of
it's a great lucky
return.
Trade. It's a great potential use for a lucky trade.
That's very true. Yeah, everybody will want those hundos too. Especially if/when we learn about how more fusion energy will be available for people.
Yep.
They will be on the hunt for a good Necrozma. Anyway, we're on the hunt for goals, or at least we were last week. Why don't we take a look at what we said we were going to do since the last time we recorded? Let's start with you, Mr. Kyle. You're always first. 3 million experience.
No, I didn't do that.
But how close were you?
I did 1.5.
Okay, I thought
I was expecting to also do the Spotlight Hour when I set this goal.
Okay.
So, and then I didn't play nearly as much as I should have. I definitely should have played more this week. So.
That's fair. You know what? Sometimes we just don't play, and that's all right. What about Tandemaus? Did you get one?
I did. I got a few. I evolved it. No family of 3, so no surprise there.
Oh man! For those of you listening at home that might not be plugged into the Pokeverse, or Go as your main window into the Pokemon, world in general, Tandemaus can typically evolve into 2 different forms. One of them is 4 mice, 2 big mice, 2 little mice, and then one is 2 big mice and 1 little mouse. And it's a 1 in 100 chance to get the other form. There's nothing special about the form; just it looks different. It's a single child instead of siblings.
1% chance.
1% chance. Yes. Okay, but you got Tandemaus, which is great because it's gonna be only in party play.
I will never get another Tandemaus as long as I play this game.
until we do an event with a friend that's like, I'm on stage 4 of 4 for this research thing, and nobody else is going to be around to take the bullet, and so you're going to have to do it, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
What about buddy progress? Generic goal.
I did. I'm working, making progress for my Necrozma. It's doing good.
Good deal.
One day I will have 10 buddies and be able to progress to the Kecleon step of the Hoenn Masterwork.
Oh boy, lucky you, man. That's waiting in the wings. Just rubbing its hands together. I love that.
Geez, I don't want to think about that.
Okay, well then let's not. 2 out of 3 for you. Not too bad, especially considering you said you didn't play that much. Tandemaus was my first goal. I did do that. 30 shiny Tynamo. I did not. I ended up being about 45 minutes late to Tynamo Community Day and made off with only 27. I would have made
gosh.
I would have made
actually just barely missing it.
It was so close. And in the last 10 minutes, usually the one where I get 6 shinies, you've been there, you've seen it. I got none in the last 10-15. I was flabbergasted. I was like, I'm gonna make it. I'm really gonna make it. Didn't work out, unfortunately. But I did catch a Hundo Tynamo, so got my Hundo Electros sitting there. Great. 22.5 million Stardust on hand. I got that by the skin of my teeth, which is good because I needed that success to set me up for this upcoming week's goal for sure. 100 eggs. I was just shy, unfortunately. Again, those 45 minutes would help me quite a bit. 92 eggs, Kyle.
Jeez.
92. It hurt me.
So many eggs.
And then the timed research, I did finish that. So 1, 2, and 3 out of 5. Yep. Gosh, it was heartbreaking. And the reason I was late is because I was finishing editing the episode and I was uploading it, wanted to make sure it was out before I left for Community Day. Otherwise, it would have been so late in the day. So I hope you all enjoyed that episode. It cost me my goals, my personal pride. But it's actually just my fault because I played some more Elden Ring during the week when I could have gotten a head start on editing. So bummer. Anyway, speaking of editing, before we move on, if you haven't listened to it, we did put out a new episode of Star Piece, Lachlan and I. We interviewed and sat down with Milo from the Incense podcast. You should know them well. They're good friends of ours. And we interact with them quite a bit, crossovers and the like. He was one of the 2 Incense podcast hosts that was featured in the day 2. Thank you. Day 2 bonus for GoFest New York. So you probably heard him recently, but make it even more recently. Go check out that episode. And of course, listen to PvP Corner if you ain't. All right, we've got some news to cover this week. Who would have guessed? We always have news to cover. So why don't we just hop right into that? Yo, what up? It's the news. Okay, we got some overall August news and then 2 specific pieces of August news, one of which is really exciting to me personally. And I will reveal that personal bias when we get there, I suppose. Okay, first of all, let's take a look at the August content update. All of these, as always, will be linked in our show notes. This will take you to the X post that they made of the 4 images because there is no proper blog post for these. Just reminding you all, if you're like, where's this information when you go to their blog? It's not there. It'll be on their X account. So for August, 5-star raids from August 3rd to the 12th will be Moltres. August 12th through the 21st will be Thundurus incarnate form. August 21st through September 3rd will be Xerneas coming back. It'll be cool to see Xerneas again. I like Xerneas. Mega raids, August 3rd through the 12th will be Mega Aerodactyl. August 12th through the 21st will be Mega Kangaskhan. And August 21st through September 3rd is Mega Salamence. Both Mega Aerodactyl and Mega Kangaskhan are kind of rare rotations. I feel like they do feature Salamence every once in a while. So if you're looking for the ones to focus more than others or prioritize, I don't know, which one would you say over the other, Aerodactyl or Kangaskhan?
Well, Kangaskhan because it's technically a regional outside of those raids. So yeah, but Aerodactyl has more use, which is not very much. Neither of them have use. So Mega Salamence has use, and that's the one to focus if you want something practical, though.
Yeah, but we're talking about just accessibility at this point.
Then it's definitely Mega Kangaskhan.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's good advice. In Shadow Raids, though, we're finally getting Shadow Suicune in Shadow Raids during weekends in August. I may actually have to go put some effort into finding one or two.
Doing at least one of those.
I love me some Suicune. Here's an overview of events for the month. August 2nd through the 12th is Adventure Week. Get hype. We love Adventure Week. And then this is kind of confusing, but nested within that event at the very last 4 days, the 8th through the 12th, is Adventure Week Taking Over, which we are safely assuming is a Team Go Rocket thing, because nested in that too, the 10th and the 11th is a Shadow Raid weekend. So it'd be strange if it wasn't a Rocket event. That'd be really strange. The big question is, what are they putting in Shadow Raids? And we don't really have any indication. I mean, other than maybe being clever about making some predictions around rock types, I guess.
It's Lugia.
That would be incredible.
It's going to be Lugia.
Really? You think so?
I'm going to say it's Lugia.
Okay, we're getting all these rock types just to throw rocks at
yeah, exactly.
Shadow
we're giving
Lugia.
You the counters to take out Lugia.
Or Shadow Ho-Oh. That'd be great too.
Could be.
Okay, we'll take that to the bank. August 16th to the 20th is the 2024 Pokemon World Championships and Go Battle Week Shared Skies. We don't have information for this yet, but I'm sure we will soon enough, and either ourselves or PvP Corner will cover it. Of course, PvP Corner with a greater breadth of information. Exactly. Yeah. August 18th is August Community Day Classic. No idea what that is as of recording. August 23rd through the 30th is Triumph Together. Your guess is as good as ours, trainers. And the last day of August 31st, rather, is August Community Day, which we do know what that is. It's Popplio, folks. We'll talk more about that in just a minute here. But really quick, raid hours on August 7th, we Moltres. August 14th is Thunderous, incarnate form. And then August 21st and 28th are both Xerneas. So you'll have 2 shots at raid hours for Xerneas. Spotlight Hour is August 6th, the Drillbur with 2 times catch experience. August 13th will feature Lileep with 2 times catch candy. August 20th will be Mankey with 2 times transfer candy. And August 27th will be Magnemite with 2 times evolution experience. Mark your calendar, Kyle.
I did.
It's also
already.
It's Magnemite though.
Yeah,
that's cool. We like Magnemite.
Yeah, I mean Magnemite's great.
Pokemon.
And shiny is fun. So
Sure is. So I'm dying to know, Mr. Kyle, about your thoughts on the August content update. There are some potential spots for hype, although they are not yet apparent to me.
When I saw it posted, I was like, this is kind of bland. Like it's not bad. There's nothing like overtly negative about it, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. I do think it's nice that there are 3 legendaries featured here. None of them are related, which is fun. That's like, I'm not making a joke about it. So you didn't get a trio of the incarnate forms in a row, so you feel like you don't want to even look at the incarnate forms again for 6 or 8 months.
True.
So like that's kind of nice to see. And that's kind of about it. We're going to talk about Adventure Week in a second, so I'm not going to comment there. But yeah, just kind of mid.
Yeah, I think Adventure Week has potential to shine with this taking over, and then whatever they decide to put in the Shadow Raid weekend, if it's really good, it could carry this month. And this Triumph Together event, if it's really, really high quality, could also be good. And I suppose if, because this entire month is going to be about, well, that's not true. I was about to say it's going to be about steel types, but that's actually just this week coming up. It could be like a Beldum classic. That'd be cool.
I'd be pretty upset about that.
Why?
Because it's on a Sunday.
Oh, well, whatever. It's a few weeks out yet. Oh, it's actually that's not far enough out for you, is it?
No, but I've taken off so many days that it's just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
not worth it. I've also done Beldum already, so it's not like I'm losing anything except XL candy.
Yeah, but what if they released Mega Metagross on Community Day? They would never.
They'd never. It's
too much. It is too good to waste on a Community Day Classic. Regardless of what you might feel about Community Day Classics, like personally, I love them. But yeah, there's no way that Mega could carry an event on its back. Okay, cool. Well, then let's talk about the first August event that we have details for, which was August 2024 Community Day Popplio. Trainers were excited to announce that Popplio, the sea lion Pokemon, will be featured during August Community Day. This will be August 31st from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. The featured attack will be Hydro Cannon, which is good. In trainer battles, it does 80 power, and in gyms and raids, it does 90 power. And there's going to be an attack availability update, an additional move, which actually makes this somewhat exciting. This is cool. Sparkling Aria, which is a charged attack. I believe it's fairy type.
No, it's a water type move.
It's water type.
Mm-hmm. It's got the Dragon Ascent syndrome.
There goes my excitement right out the window.
Yep.
Trainer battles 80 power, gyms and raids 85 power. There's going to be a community special research for $1 US. The event bonuses this time are going to be 3 times experience for catching Pokemon, in addition to the usual 2 times candy for XL and regular lure modules, incense, all that good stuff. Take your snapshots, right? Bonus raid battles after Community Day will feature Brion. So if you do those, you get the spawns and the shining chance for more Popplio. There's going to be field research as always. Catch Popplio to earn Stardust, Great Balls, additional encounters with Popplio, and more. There's going to be showcases, event bundles, stickers, the whole usual shebang, right? So I think the important thing here to talk about then is this Sparkling Aria, huh?
Yeah, and it's got a problem. It's a charge move, and it's water. Like, that says it all. In order for it to matter, it has to be better than Hydro Cannon. And if it's better than Hydro Cannon, then Hydro Cannon doesn't matter. And then what's the point of the whole day? And, like, you're not going to run Hydro Cannon and Sparkling Aria on Primarina. So
No, you're not.
Especially for PvP. And this is the thing, is that Primarina actually has play in PvP. Like, it's already, like, okay. And Hydro Cannon can potentially make it, like, really good from what I've seen, at least around. People were really hoping Sparkling Aria was going to be a fast move, like the Geomancy route, and people would, like, change something up there. So as it stands, this is kind of like, it's kind of DOA.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's not even, like, an effect associated with this move at all. Like, nothing, huh?
I mean, I think they would have told us here if there was. No.
Yeah, well, they might have.
I mean, it's
hard to say sometimes.
So maybe I'm misremembering.
I don't think I saw anything in the post. I really don't.
But, like, the huge problem is that Hydro Cannon is so good it doesn't matter. Like, Hydro Cannon is busted.
But the power is comparable. So if it has literally anything else with it. No, it doesn't say anything about an effect on the post. Not at all.
Yeah, but the power is comparable, but Hydro Cannon is so good because it's also really cheap energy comparatively.
Yeah.
And I'd be really surprised if they made it the same energy for the same power. Well, 5 less power, but whatever. Maybe. Could be wrong.
Gyms and raids. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need somebody smarter than this to.
Well, we need to know the energy cost before we can actually do any calculations.
Okay, so I need somebody more informed than us to tell us if it's good or not. I mean, honestly, if it's the same and you just choose it based on flavor, I'm okay with that too.
But that's bad. Well, no. So it's good, but it's bad because that means what is the point of Hydro Cannon being a legacy move? From Niantic's perspective, why would they do that?
Yeah, it kind of would have been better if it was a Hydro Cannon equivalent and you just could not get Hydro Cannon on Primarina.
Yeah, but Pokemon Company never let that happen. So
that's the weird thing.
So that's why it's like, well, I don't know. I have to see it actually come out so we have the full information. But
yeah,
Hydro Cannon's awesome. It's great for Primarina in GBL, and that's it.
Okay. I just sent you a DM with the Shiny family in it, Mr. Kyle says you could take a look at it because I was really curious. And while Popplio is a little disappointing, I think Brion looks good and Primarina's Shiny is really good.
Primarina Shiny is good. I think it's a good shiny. The blonde hair is kind of a fun twist. The other two are whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the Brion is a much more stark contrast because it's the same color that shiny Popplio is, but base Popplio and Brion are not the same color. Brion's lighter. So
Yes,
it's
agreed.
a bigger difference.
But nobody thinks
you're
about
not
the middle evolutions. So
you're also just not even seeing them. You're only seeing Popplio when you catch these, right? So like,
yep, exactly.
Yeah. But it looks fine. Certainly much
this
more
was
noticeable.
This was a prime time for a pink shiny here.
Oh yeah,
pink shiny, blue nose.
Agree.
Like,
yeah, it could have been red. It could have been orange.
Yeah, well, no, orange is like the most hated color in the world.
That's crazy.
I'm not even joking.
People are just wrong, dude. What's wrong with orange?
Did I tell the story about for like 4 days at work? Every time somebody came through the drive-thru at Peak, we were like, "What's your least favorite color?"
And
the orange was the number one answer.
Maybe that's
followed by brown.
Maybe you're not controlling for other common factors here. Like they're all customers at your work. and look, I know you can't.
We had someone say taupe.
Taupe, really?
That was their answer. They no hesitation. They knew the answer to the question.
Oh my taupe.
We're gonna move on,
gosh. We're like, I'm charging you double for your drink.
Ask
today.
everybody you know if you've never asked them before, because it's an uncommon question. What's your least favorite color?
What's your least favorite color?
Like a neon green. Like fluorescent green.
That tracks. You don't like green shinies either.
Like green is fine. Like I'm wearing a green shirt right now, but like super bright green. Nope.
Yeah. I really don't like those yellow browns, like those gross mixes of yellow browns.
Like a mustard.
No, mustard is like delightfully more yellow. I'm talking like dirtier than that.
Okay.
I don't know how to. I think I'm getting close to orange though.
You are getting very close to orange.
But I like orange anyway. Gosh, okay. So that's Popplio Community Day. It'll be great because it's a water starter, like for sure. But there's a big question mark here about what the game plan is with Sparkling Aria. So I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. We do have over a month until this Community Day happens from time of recording. So who knows? Who knows what could happen since then? But anyway, hey, our last piece of news here is Adventure Week 2024, which will be starting on Friday, August 2nd at 10 a.m. and it's going to run until Monday, August 12th at 11:59 p.m. local time. Now, I just want to say really quick, this blog post for Adventure Week does not include information on the double nested events within this event. We don't have details for the taken over portion, and they didn't give us any indication on what the Shadow Raid weekend Pokemon is going to be. So this is just for the base, which is important to keep in mind in case this sounds a little, as Kyle described earlier, mid. So that's what it is and when it is. Event bonuses will be 2 times experience for spinning Pokestops just in general, 5 times experience for spinning a Pokestop for the first time, 2 times experience for hatching Pokemon, and an increased chance to encounter the following shiny Pokemon: Cranidos, Shieldon, Tirtuga, Archon, Tyrant, and Amara. So if you were unlucky in 7-kilometer eggs for your Amara and Tyrant during GoFest, you have another chance at them in addition to those other 4. Wild encounters include Diglett, Omanite, Kabuto, Dunsparce, Roggenrola, Drillbur, Bunnelby, and, if you're lucky trainers, Aerodactyl, which for some people is a chase. You know, every once in a while, it's kind of funny because like the common outlier Pokemon people usually write in about isn't like a regional that they don't know is a regional. It is a Pokemon like or just is Aerodactyl. It's very funny.
What?
I've heard more than 5 times over the past few years people writing in emails or commenting specifically about, I need an Aerodactyl. How do I get an Aerodactyl?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It just seems more than
of course,
others.
there's a special research that you have to catch an Aerodactyl. So
yes. Oh, that might be why. Yeah. 7-kilometer eggs will be featured this event. Yay! They'll feature Granados, Shieldon, Tortuga, Archon, Tyrant, and Amara, which should sound familiar because it's every single Pokemon that has an increased shiny chance. That's great. Field research task rewards could reward you with encounters with Dunsparce, The Leap, Anorith, Granados, Shieldon, Roggenrola, Drillbur, Tortuga, Archon, Bunnelby, Tyrant, Amara, and Aerodactyl. There's going to be a paid time to research for $2 US dues, or your equivalent pricing tier in your country. And it will include the following rewards, in addition to tasks to do and stuff: 2 regular incubators, 1 super, and encounters with event-themed Pokemon. Face value barely meets the value for the ticket. This ticket should be $1, and it should be twice. Why 1 super incubator? Give us 2.
2 supers, 1 regular.
Yeah,
And it's worth $2.
3 supers, no regular.
Well, they can't. They think that regular incubators have value to people.
I mean, they do, just not that much.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay. Look, I'm usually all about like, yeah, whatever. The ticket's not optional, so I'm not going to cry about it. This stinks.
Yeah.
I think this stinks. It's just boring. Like if it's going to be just worth the $2 that you're asking for at these prices, that honestly, if you're doing a research, I'm working for stuff, I should be getting some sort of deal out of it to encourage me to buy the ticket, right?
Yeah.
This is so boring. There's not even mega energy in here, or at least what they're saying, you know?
Yeah. Mega Aerodactyl, Mega Tyranitar energy.
And anything else to spice it up a little bit. But just these 3 lines and C, encounters with event themed Pokemon, is a given, in my opinion. That you don't even have to say that.
Yeah. Especially because they don't tell you which Pokemon it is anyways.
Because that's another point about this. There is no like new featured Pokemon that's like a big chase. These are all repeats. All of them.
There's nothing new in this event, including shinies. All of these shinies are already out.
Yes. But this is where, like I was saying before, maintaining some perspective that this is just the wrapper, and that the actual candy could be the taking over version with the rocket stuff, and the caramel center of the Shadow Raid weekend.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you what the takeover is. Good. I know nothing. I'm going to tell you.
All right.
Shadow Tyrant and Shadow Amara.
That's actually awesome, though.
That's it. That's what it's going to be. Because we already have...
Okay with that.
Shieldon and Granados, and no one cares about Tortuga and Archon. So...
All right.
Do we have Shieldon? I know we have Granados. We have
Shadow Shieldon? Believe we do have Shadow Shieldon.
Too. That was spoken from an assumption there. Let me double check.
I can see it in my head, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Okay. It does exist. Okay. Good.
Oh, go. Okay. Oh boy.
Anyways, that's what I'm calling it now. That's what it's going to be, and that does not carry the event, but it's cool. But it's not practical. Cool. Like they're not useful.
No. So. Well, I mean, wouldn't Shadow Tyrantrum have some play?
I don't think so.
No.
Like regular Tyrantrum is just not very good.
Dragon is a competitive typing, so.
Well, yeah, and also Rock is a competitive typing.
Oh yeah, we're not even talking about that. We're not even talking about that. Then just really quick to wrap up the event, there is going to be collection challenges. You can get Stardust, encounters, and Mega Energy for Aerodactyl in there. And there's going to be Pokestop showcases.
Yay.
So there's that. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of reserve my overall judgment. I know I registered a few criticisms and complaints along the way there, mostly with the ticket. But I will reserve my rating and judgment of the event once we understand the full scope of what's happening in that weekend as well.
Yeah, that's fair, but also not fair at the same time, because like Shadow Rocket stuff should be evaluated on its own merits as well. Just because they're nested, I don't know.
But it's part of the same event, though. If they had named it something else, I would have been like, oh, yeah, this is an event happening during another event, and that's it.
I will wait to see how much of a part of it is. So
okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I was talking to Chris when we saw the announcement and it was just like, it's fine, but it's also kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a negative way necessarily, but it's very much, hey, this is exactly what you expect and nothing more. And when you wait a full year for this specific event to come back, and this is the only event that we get every year, by the way, for those people who don't pay attention, everything else kind of changes up. Sometimes we get a bug week, sometimes we don't, but we always get an adventure week. Maybe we missed one in like 2020 or something, but it keeps coming back.
It does, and this event people look forward to. Like it has a pedigree, a good pedigree,
and that's because there are some really good chases here. These are not easily available in the past, and the counterpoint I had was they're really available now. Some of them.
Mm-hmm.
We just had a full GoFest season where Tyrant and Amara were featured. Tyrant and Amara were featured last GoFest too.
Yes,
we've had Kratos and Shield on research days. So, like, if you're a newer player, this is awesome. But if you're a player who's been playing for a year or more, it's not very exciting at all.
It would almost be cooler if they were featuring Kabuto and Omanite with increased shiny odds too. And Granados and Lileep. No, what's Lileep's? Anorith. Like, because I feel like those older ones we see much less frequently now.
Yeah. So I mean, I would agree. Although I mean, I don't need more of the shinies. I do agree with the mentality. But like, just a counterpoint. It's not trying to be too negative. Last year we got Mega Tyranitar for Adventure Week.
That's right.
Like, that's really cool. Like that makes the week even better and makes it more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even say Mega Tyranitar is going to be in rates for this weekend.
No, it doesn't say that at all.
The shadow stuff. So,
and this, because during this time, August 3rd through the 12th is Mega Aerodactyl.
Yeah, which is not a chase.
No, especially since Tyranitar exists now.
Yeah,
definitely.
I get it. Obviously, it's a fossil, so it makes sense. But yeah,
yeah.
I think it needs. I think as the game gets older, some stuff is sort of losing its identity. And I feel this way as we get on about Community Day. Like, playing Community Day is great, mostly because you get to go out and you get to see people and stuff. But the event itself is very stagnant.
Oh, so incredibly blasé at this point. Like the last thing that they integrated that was new, right? I believe was the 4-star bonus raids at the end, which is a great
for Dino, which was over 2 years ago now.
Yeah, and that was a great addition. I think it's time for something else. We need another spice in the pot for sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what that is, but we need it. We definitely need it. Okay, well that wraps up the news. Nice and tidy with a bow on top and all that good stuff. So we're gonna take a quick little break here, but when we come back, we're gonna be picking back up with PokéLore. Looking forward to it. See you there.
And we're back with PokéLore. This week we're doing Tandemaus, the couple Pokemon, and Mousehold, the family Pokemon.
Aww.
Tandemaus is a Pokemon comprising two separate mouse-like rodent Pokemon, which work together as one, much like Execute or Phalanx. Each individual is small, white, and bipedal, and has a spherical head with large ears and stubby limbs with large paws.
Cute.
Each one has two black beady eyes, a tiny black nose with short whiskers, and a long tail which curls up and ends with a bulbous tip. One of the pair has a light gray patch of fur surrounding its chest, which resembles a shirt, while the other has a light gray patch of fur surrounding its legs, which resemble a pair of pants. I played Scarlet and Violet for 3 months before I saw that on that Pokemon.
It's very faint.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
When they open their mouths, which take up over half of their face when fully open, like every anime character ever, a single upper incisor can be seen on the inside of each one. The pair that forms Tandemaus sticks together no matter what. They exhibit great teamwork. They share any food they find equally within the pair, and they build their nest together using materials they've gathered with their incisors. Tandemaus' evolution into Mousehold is considered somewhat of a mystery, as the little individuals that form the group seem to appear out of nowhere. Okay.
Great mystery Pokemon.
Nintendo, got it.
Yeah, that's nice. We play nice out here.
Mousehold is a group of 3 or 4 separate mouse-like rodent Pokemon which work together as one. Okay, we get the picture. Each individual is small, white, and bipedal, has a spherical head with large ears. It's all the same thing.
They look the same.
I'm not going to keep reading. 2 of the individuals are larger, and their appearance is virtually unchanged from Tandemaus, where one has light gray patch first. I'm not going to read the pants again.
It's important. They're wearing clothes. They kind of.
The pair are accompanied by 1 or 2 smaller ones, which lack the light gray patch of fur and have shorter tails and stubbier limbs. The smaller ones tend to hide behind the larger pair and hold on to the tips of their tails when walking.
Cute.
No one knows where the smaller individuals that form Mousehold come from. The larger and smaller individuals live together and act as a family. However, their actual relationship is unclear.
Sure.
Pokemon scientists need to get on it. What is happening? Do a DNA test.
They're too bashful. They would never pry into the personal lives of Tandemaus.
We know Professor Oak doesn't care.
That's right.
Get him in there. The larger individuals protect the smaller ones in battle, although they will all work together when faced with stronger opponents. Mousehold create and live in huge nests comprising many rooms with different purposes, such as eating and sleeping. So
what other purposes are? Yes, a house. What are with the other rooms though? Like those are the 2 obvious ones. I want to know: do they have a playroom? Do they have a sewing room?
A foyer?
Yeah. Foyer. Yeah. Do they have a mud room? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
where's the library?
Exactly.
Do they read?
Right. There's a police station in there? Come on.
Also, this is funny. I don't know. Maybe you cut it out, but it didn't mention Mousehold's signature move, which I thought was funny.
Tandemaus and Mousehold are the only known Pokemon that can use the move Population Bomb.
Yep. Which is a funny move because I think it hits 20 times. Or can hit 20 times.
It can hit a ridiculous amount of times, and if you use the correct items, it hits all of those times every time. And there was a meta strategy involving this in VGC, if I am remembering correctly, that I ran a little bit just for funsies. And
and it takes forever to play the animation, right?
It's great. I love it. It's so painful. I would hate it if I was on the other side, but I love administering that pain to other people. Yeah.
All right. Max CP at level 40 of 1985, at level 50 of 2244. Yeah.
There's 4 of them. How is this possible?
179 stamina, 157 defense, and 159 attack.
Abysmal.
Makes it pretty not good.
Pretty bad.
Best moveset, takedown with Swift and Play Rough. Now, maybe with like the right moves, it could be good in PvP in some way.
Normal monotype.
It is normal monotype, but you know that can also be a boon and you're only weak to fighting. So I don't know. It already knows Mud Shot too, which is a really good move. I don't know. It's bad times. Bad times if you were a Tandemaus and Mousehold fan.
Maybe you could terrestrialize it into a fairy type.
I don't want to think about terrestrialization in this game.
It's okay. Well, we don't have to worry about that for like 10 more years. So that's fine.
If we get Dynamax next year, I'll be astounded.
If we get Dynamax this year, I'll be astounded.
No, I'm not even. It's not even a credit. It's not even on the radar.
Do you think that because it was in the art, if we're going to get it, they won't get it to us until like the beginning of GoFest season next year? Probably, right?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe. But then again, the last art had, or maybe 2 arts ago, had Mega Mewtwo in it.
Yeah.
And Mega Lucario, who we're only now getting. So.
Only now getting. That's true. That's true. I want to see my Score Bunny though, man. Come on. Don't make a liar out of the poster.
Yep. All right. That's PokéLore. We're going to move on to PokéPoll.
Yes, sir.
Last week's PokéPoll was, what was your favorite moment or feature of GoFest 2024 Global? First response from Trip Tando, and they said that no matter how bad the game state is, especially regarding PvP, even our retired friend, though tactical, came out to play with us. Community over anything in this game. Yeah.
Yep.
Rest in peace PvP right now, though, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. I just know people are shouting.
It's just broken and people are at a breaking point again.
But it's always broken.
I know that.
So I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, so
Somebody can educate me, maybe.
Some of my best friends are PvPers, and I hear, from them that just constant like, oh yeah, the bugs really never get fixed. It's just every once in a while you get a streak where like things are going really well and you forget about it, and then a bug throws a game for you and you're like, I'm done, I'm finito.
Okay. Next response from Monkey Flower, and they said the best moment, the cool event our local community ambassadors planned. That's awesome to hear. Best in-game feature, getting the elite move for Swampert and Umbreon.
Nice.
I knew about the Umbreon chance. I didn't realize you could get it on Swampert for the day. That's hilarious. I didn't remember that.
Maybe because it was in Mega Raids?
I don't remember. I mean, I'm not questioning why it was there. I just didn't. It wasn't even on my radar. So it's cool that it's important for some people because it is good, and I hope they keep doing it.
Well, if it was Mega Swampert, it wouldn't have been on your radar. It would have been on your nearby raid listing instead.
Mega Swampert in the wild.
Oh my god, could you imagine? So like he'd
day.
pop up and I would go like, oh.
Is that a Zorora?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, that's. Oh, I kind of want to do that now, just for the funniness of it. Huh.
My Zorua will appear as a Dawn Wings Necrozma, so
hype. That's so
all right.
hype.
Last one comes in the form of an email from Slip Slimely, and they said, "Hi, GoCast. Slip Slimely here again. I'd like to share a bit of my wins from the recent GoFest 2024 global experience. Firstly, I'd like to start with something important. I've never properly played in a GoFest. I'm a day one player, yet I've never made time for GoFest. I've logged on while they were live, sure, but I've never taken the time off to fully enjoy the event. The same was true for GoTour, but for both, that changed this year. This is my first year properly playing the event. I even bought the in-game ticket. Frankly, I had an amazing time. I finally learned where my local community plays out here back in mid-April and took full advantage of that knowledge to really get to know the community leading up to and during this event. Over the course of the event, I did roughly 50 raids, caught 22 shinies, 2 Necrozma, 1 Scarf Umbreon.
Nice.
Both of the Pikachu crowns, Rockruff and a Crabrawler being the standouts. And I made a ton of friends in the area. On day 2, I actually had people excited to see that I had arrived for more raiding and fun. They ran up when they saw me and had left a slot in their party just for me.
Oh,
that's awesome. I can't speak to any past GoFest, but man, this one was totally worth it. Thanks for running such an awesome show. Keep up the good work and shiny vibes all. See, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about.
Would like to find where my local community is actually playing community days nowadays.
The community. I was about to say, aren't they playing at home or in their cars?
I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people in this area are.
Yes, it's not even winter, man. Like, gosh.
Yeah, come on. We got some parks.
Come on. Yeah, that park that you play at is incredible.
Yeah, it's great. The fact that the park that I play at it's not dead, but there's like 10 Go players there on a community day. There used to be like 100.
Yeah, that was the spot to be. I remember like a couple of those like what are they called? Gazebos. People would set up like coolers and be like, "Hey, you want some water?" Like, yeah. I see you're playing Go. Like, it used to be tons of people there. That's so sad, man. I mean, you should do a deep dive on that Discord. I know it's kind of a minefield now because none of the old people are there.
I'm telling you, they gotta have a campfire, and I just can't find it. It's my only thought.
Got to,
because there's that park
group.
has an ambassador stop in it. Like, it has a custom stop saying that an ambassador hosts events here.
But during Community Day, you check Campfire to see if the event is being hosted or not.
I don't think I did. I don't think I was there last Community Day. I don't remember.
This last Community Day was Dynamo this weekend. The one before.
Well, we're talking about before that because I didn't do yesterday. 2 days ago.
Right.
I didn't do Cyndaquil either. I'll have to check for.
Oh my gosh,
Popplio. guess.
Coming back for Popplio, of course.
All right. Anyways.
It's that sparkling aria. You can't resist.
So for this week's PokéPoll, we have, what is one aspect of the game you don't enjoy, but everyone else seems to like? Why is this the case? So Chris and I would probably end up having similar answers, but I'm going to change mine so that he can go first. And
Thank you.
Something else.
Thank you. Yeah, this was inspired by a conversation I was having in general chat in our patron Discord with Trip Tando and modders as well about gifting. And it Trip, I said something to somebody else about, hey, if you want to increase friendship, invite me to more raids. I think this was to Trip, and they were like, just open up gifts or something else like that. Anyway, we got into the topic of talking about gifting, and I just kind of said, yeah, like, you know, objectively, everybody's correct. You get a lot of items and stuff from gifts and Stardust balls, all that good stuff. But to me, even though that's objectively true, I don't like the repetitive nature of doing it. Sure, it's quicker now with animation canceling, all that other stuff. And I definitely have short spans of time where I am motivated to gift and open gifts and stuff like that, whether it's for an egg event or just because I remember several days in a row and like, wow, okay, why do I feel like I want to do this? But I know that if I force myself to do it, it will feel like a chore and it will have a negative emotional impact on my relationship with the game. And I don't want to hate Go, you know, and that's just a personal thing I know for myself. I know this sounds like I'm justifying being lazy, but it's also just knowing myself, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with Chris. That would be my answer if somebody were to ask me to say one thing, but we're going to try and say two things because we're two people. But
are we? Sometimes.
Yeah, there is great rewards for doing opening gifts. I'm never gonna talk down to that for sure. My answer is the buddy system. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. It feels like a chore in every single aspect of the word. Whereas opening gifts, you are actively getting rewarded for doing it, even if the reward is small. And there's also tied to friendship eggs, so it has value if that's what you're interested in. You can get experience from it too, so like that's good. Potential lucky trades, stuff like that. There is nothing actually connected to the friendship of significant value in that regard. I know you can get the +1 level, which is cool if you really want to min-max something, especially for PvP. You get the catch assist, which is not actually valuable in my opinion.
Well, also, like, you get it once and you're not incentivized to get it again. You just run that same buddy all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's purely I want to do this for this Pokemon, but I wish I could do it without it feeling like a chore every day. So yeah, I get why some people like it. I'll never understand somebody who cycles through 20 a day. That is fully beyond my comprehension.
Yeah.
So the buddy system could use a huge revamp, ground up. Not even more rewards, just the way you interact with it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think also like trying to get a significant number of hearts a day without using Poffins is a mountain of a task that doesn't feel engaging enough to really justify it, right? So I'd have to agree. Yeah. But I'm sure everybody has their own answer, which is why we thought it would be a good question this week. Normally we stick to the positives, but in this case, I think it'd be kind of interesting to be like, hey, what do you like not so hot on and why do you not care for it as much? So if you, dear listener, have an answer to this week's PokéPoll question, it is, what is one aspect of the game you don't enjoy but everyone else seems to like? And why is this the case? You can answer that question. We post it on X, on our X account, at GOCast Podcast. If you are a patron of ours via Patreon in our patron Discord, we have a channel dedicated to this. If you're on YouTube watching the video version, hello, YouTube. How are you? Please, first of all, subscribe. Secondly, just comment below your answer and we'll check there for answers. If you're listening on the Spotify mobile app, you can leave a comment on this episode with your answer as well. It just changed formats a few weeks ago where I used to be able to post the question. You could respond to that. But now it doesn't allow me to post the question You just get to do a free form comment instead, which is cool. And then, of course, you can send it to us via email at mail@gocastpodcast.com or via the voice mail line. You can leave us a message to 262-586-7717. And speaking of contacting us, Mr. Kyle, could you let us know, or me know, I guess, what's going on?
It's time for emails.
That's true. And a singular voicemail. Let's start with that. We got a voicemail here from Brian.
Hey guys, this is Brian. I just had a question and I wanted to hear your guys' comments. So, if you could pick one or the other, would you rather have the accessibility to shinies but never a hundo, or would you rather have the accessibility to a hundo but never shinies? So, if Pokemon Go never made shinies or never made hundos, which one would you rather have? The chance to catch a shiny or the chance to catch a hundo? Well, can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thanks for all you do. You guys are the best. Literally the best. Bye.
Thank you, Brian. So the question is, if Pokemon Go only had shinies or hundos and not the other, which one would we prefer? I'm a little tied up personally in the details of the no hundos, because that would imply then that the IV system isn't there or it's impossible to get a hundo. So would like a 98% be possible? Because no,
Well,
IV I think everybody's a hundo, right?
I think the imaginary world is not that they don't exist in the game. It's that you only get one or the other.
You personally, like you have a curse.
You
put on
personally, like what would you want to only be able to receive going forward or ever, I guess. But yeah.
Okay, that becomes a much more interesting question in my head then.
My heart wants to say hundo, but my head's gonna say shiny.
Okay.
I tend to care a lot more about when I get a good hundo than when I get a shiny, because they're much more rare, obviously. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that I was more interested in chasing a shiny 90% of the time, because the reward is immediate and always there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Plus it has like trading potential and a bunch of other stuff that hundos don't have, right?
Yep.
But then what would you be trading for if you can't get the hundo, I guess?
Yeah. You're trading for shinies to complete your decks.
Candy, right? I'm going to say similarly to you, Kyle, but absolutely opposite. My head says hundos, but my heart says shinies. Because I know objectively that hundos are great and I'd be really satisfied and happy about getting them. But at the same time, if every Pokemon is a hundo that I have and they're easy to come by or whatever for me at that point, then I don't think it's going to have the same impact or draw. But shiny Pokemon, something about those sparkles every time. It doesn't matter, even when it's a Pokemon that I just don't need anymore, that I'm sick of seeing. Right, another bronzer. My word, I'm still like, oh, shiny bronzer. Wow.
Yeah, you always have a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I got a Charmander during day 2 of GoFest, and I was like, oh, I can talk about that. Like I can say something about that.
Yeah.
I get another hundo Caterpie.
Hey. Nothing wrong with a hundo Caterpie.
I mean, yes, but after a certain point, it's too many.
Yeah, the 12th one, you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm good on these.
I think I have 3 hundo Bidoofs.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of everything of Bidoofs. My funny CP categories and everything. I've got so many different Bidoofs. Oh gosh. But anyway, Brian, thank you for calling in. That's a fun exercise. Definitely a fun exercise. My choice would be shiny. That's what I'm choosing over hundo. I guess I didn't clarify specifically. Yeah.
Like I really want to say hundo, but I know that if that was the case, I would actually probably stop playing the game. So saying hundo is the wrong answer for me.
It becomes a much more of a min-max game, and Pokemon Go is that, but not in that way.
Yeah. Like, see here, we're gonna make a tangent, and then we gotta hurry up. But I started playing Sleep this week. I could not care if I get a shiny in that game. I will, if I get one, I'll be like, oh, and then be like, okay. But the idea of getting like the perfect sub skills on a Pokemon is so much more appealing. And that's,
Really?
that's the comparison between a shiny and a hundo in that regard.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I think this is good. I'm going to run it.
No, I'm like, I am going to end up having choice paralysis if I keep playing this game because I won't know what I should and shouldn't power up unless I get something that's obviously good.
Yeah, and that's fair. When you cook, Mr. White, when you cook,
Yes.
Do you auto cook or
I
are
do
you
auto cook.
Do you plan on investing more time and effort into that so you're not just auto cooking later?
Yes.
Okay, you're a better man than I.
If I keep playing, I will. But right now, there's no point because I'm just using whatever ingredients my Pokemon can find.
Right.
It's not like I can put in my Charizard because I really want to get sausage for the week.
Yeah.
I don't have those choices to make sure I make the bean burger curry or something like that. But when I do, I will.
I can't even recognize you this week over last week. He's talking. Those are actual references, folks. He's talking about the real game. He's not even making stuff
I have
up.
played it every day.
He's played. I'm excited that you're enjoying yourself.
I've got like 10 whole friends because I added random people online because not enough people I know play.
Oh, I owe you an apology, by the way, because you sent me a request and it sat there for like 5 days.
Yes, it did.
I'm sorry.
Both DeFi and I think it was Trent who added me, or I don't remember who else added me like the day that I asked.
Well,
yeah, it was Trent. Okay.
Those are detail-oriented folks, of which I am not. So, okay. We did get one email as well. This one's from Desmodus, and they said, "Hey guys, let me preface by saying that I rarely play Spotlight Hours. I rarely remember them. When I do, it's usually because of the featured Pokemon, never the bonus. Well, not this past week when the bonus was transfer candy, and I actually thought ahead and about getting those extra Necrozma candies. I didn't have time to pre-tag, and I didn't even have much time during Spotlight Hour, so I clumsily unstarred Necrozma while checking IVs and avoiding the ones with backgrounds. And then, suddenly, I realized one of my 2 shinies was missing, and my heart sank. In my haste and my mix of checking IVs and looking through backgrounds, I had missed the slightly bluer Necrozma, and it was now too late. I now no longer have a shiny for each fusion. Gah! I know it's just a game, but blurg! What is your most devastating Pokemon Go mistake? My apologies if this triggers first world problem PTSD. Sorry for this sad email. Desmodus. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that is heartbreaking. I'm trying to think of what was a mistake I've made that would make me be worth sharing.
Oh, I mean, the one that I can remember for myself is that I got an extra charge move 3 times in an accident in GoFest 2018. Yeah, Chicago. I fat fingered away like 300,000 Stardust by accident. I was very upset with myself. It was a long day, blisters and all, soaked.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, mud.
I'm gonna say during Sinnoh Tour this last year, not disconnecting my Pokemon Go Plus appropriately or turning it off, and watching a white striped Basculin get caught right as I tapped on it to be shiny, only for it to run away.
Yeah.
And so I did not get another one that day. I still think about that every once in a while. It's not the end of the world, but I am very sad because Basculegion is a ghost, so that's going to be a thing in the future that I'm going to have to figure out.
Yeah,
that's the big one for me.
We'll get you one. We'll get you one eventually. Also, you and I have both made that same mistake with unknown at events.
Yeah.
That's a harsh one. Well, anyway, thank you very much for the email there, Desmodus. Sorry for your loss on that shiny Necrozma. I really hope that they make a clear indication of when we can expect to see that Pokemon back. I'd like to see it back within a year. 6 months would be awesome. Like an Aftershock raid event would be cool. But who knows? Who knows what Niantic is thinking? Anyway, if you, dear listener, would like to send us an email or a voicemail like these fine folks did, you can by calling 262-586-7717 for the voicemail, or sending us an email to mail@gocastpodcast.com. Visit our website for all things GoCast, including a repeat on those details on how to contact us at GoCastPodcast.com. Follow us on X at GoCast Podcast. If you'd like to help support the show for as little as $1 a month and get access to our patron Discord, you can via Patreon. That's spelled patreon.com/GoCast Podcast, or just search for us on the Googles. You'll find us. And speaking of patrons, big shout outs to our elite trainer tier patrons. Kyle, I believe it is your turn.
All right. Shout out to our elite trainers, Bo, Daniel, Laura, Michael, Ozzy, Arkham, Marvin and Mimi, Sports, Thayer, Jason, Justin, Charles, Modders, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Stephen, Nick, our favorite listener, Jutu, Camo, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, Victoria, and Sarah Lore.
Whoo, yeah. Thank you so much for your generous support, y'all, and helping us keep the digital lights on, in addition to other stuff like those cute keychains we had in New York. Still got a bunch. So, y'all, we're going to be making plans now that we're post GoFest season. Now we get to start like cementing our plans in for the GoFest or the GoCast meetup this year, which is going to be at Mall of America in the last weekend of October, the 26th and 27th, I believe. I'll make another post and a webpage and stuff so people can RSVP. If you're curious about it and haven't been to one in the past, I probably should have done this at the beginning of the episode, but look at us. Just here's kind of what an example of what it is, right? Essentially, we choose a location. People show up on their own. The event is quote unquote free to attend. You just have to get yourself there and pay for your own food and all that good stuff. But generally, we arrange some group activities that you don't actually have to do. I just ask for your RSVP in case some locations need a head count, like a restaurant or like we did axe throwing last time we were in Minneapolis at like a cool arcade spot. And so like we needed head counts and stuff for that. But, you know, it's come as you are sort of thing. And we do like little handouts. Like we did a sticker scavenger hunt at Mall of America last time that I think we might do again this time because I really liked it. And last year in Chicago, everybody got a water bottle, a GoCast water bottle, and a bunch of vinyl stickers. And everybody got different ones. So you could trade between each other to you know, decorate your bottle as you choose. So I'm excited for this year's meetup. It'll be great. Mall of America will be fun. And yeah, hope to see you all there. More details about that to come in the next week or so. And if you'd like to help support the show, lastly, without costing you a dime and barely any of your time either, please consider leaving us a review if you have not already. It helps us out immensely with visibility, discoverability, all that good stuff. All right, Mr. Kyle, we got one more thing to do before we head out, and that's set some goals. Yep. Upcoming events for this weekend/week, starting on Thursday, so 2 days from now, is the Strength of Steel event, which has quite a bit going on, including Shiny Togedemaru, Collection Challenge, a couple of other things. And then Mega Lucario Raid Day is this Saturday from 2 to 5 as well. Don't forget there's a new move, that Force Palm, for a quick move, fast move. So what are you looking to do?
I want to get the Strength of Steel Collection Challenge done. Looking for 2 million experience. We'll be very close to 49 at that point. I'm at close. Like 20.1 million out of 25. And I desperately have to clean up my Pokemon storage. I'm at 6,500 out of 6,800. So, and don't yell at me about not doing the transfer hour. I don't care about the candy. I'm not worried about it. I have more than enough for anything I'm powering up. Not my breath.
Sitting on a treasure hoard of rare candy and rare candy XL.
I've got 1,200 XL candy for Necrozma right now after leveling 2 of them to 50.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, you know, you're
I don't need it.
You're good. How much rare candy are you sitting on right now?
Let's see. I may have thrown some in Palkia to save inventory. Why don't you do yours and while my game's opening up.
Okay. For the record, I've got 1,800 rare candy, so I probably
you got more than I do. Okay.
I need to store it. That's a good idea. And 223 rare candy XL. And I plan to go hard on Mega Lucario Raid Day, so it'll be interesting to see with the ticket how much I actually walk away with. I'll have to keep track for journalistic sake.
You gotta put some of that rare candy in.
I didn't
Palkia.
realize.
Palkia is the place to go now.
Oh yeah, with
Facial Rend
Rend
is so good.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But I will do that. That's a good idea.
I have 1,131 rare candy.
And that's after you put some.
I've put like 600 rare candy into Palkia,
bro,
over the last 2 weeks,
bro.
And then another 200 over GoFest New York. So like,
oh my word,
I used it a lot because it was fun.
Palkia is eating good, man.
Yeah, and 152 rare candy XL, which actually is very close to being able for me to max my second Hundo Rayquaza. So
you might just want to do that at some point.
I don't know if I have enough. I don't have enough. I need to do some more.
Just do like 2 or 3 Mega Lucario raids, and if that's how it works, if that's how it ends up working. But I did see them clarify, by the way. Somebody asked if the rare candy XL was a typo or if they meant that, and we saw confirmation that it was 100% intentional. So
yeah. I need like 40 more rare candy XL for the Rayquaza.
Okay. All right. For my goals, I set a lot. I've got a lot of high hopes here. 5 shiny Lucario from the raids. I don't need them. I just want them. 50 eggs hatched because base level, and I'm already at like it's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it is. We're recording.
Oh my!
Oh, there's a Nikata outside. Are you shiny? No, you're not. Okay. I've hatched 11 eggs already so far, so I'm good to go, I think. Shiny Togedemaru, which will be my downfall. The timed research from the Strength of Steel event, the collection challenge from the Strength of Steel event, and because it's 3 times catch Stardust throughout that entire event over the weekend, I'm hoping to get the last 500,000 I want to finally reach my goal of like 2 months ago, 23 million Stardust on hand. And I've already got a maxed out Lucario, so I don't have to worry about that for the raid day. I've got a maxed out Hundo. So unless I'm blessed with the Shundo, which I'm not betting on, I shouldn't have to spend any Stardust. So we should be good. Should be good.
Okay.
Hey, it's the end of the episode. Thank you all very much for listening all the way through. Don't forget to go listen to the latest Star Piece episode featuring Milo from the Incense podcast and of YouTube fame. It's a good one. Lachlan would appreciate it. So would I. And make sure that you're listening to PvP Corner. Those two are putting in a lot of work. Last week, Fish had a guest, Hurricane Kaz. And that episode was delightful. So you're missing out if you don't go and listen to it. So make sure you do. And yeah, we'll see you next time for episode 293. Good luck this weekend with your Lucario and your Strength of Steel stuff and your Togedemaru. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.